Mike check is Shantae Arnett. What's going on, y'all? I wanted to clock in really quick and come back and speak to y'all a little bit because I think I just figured out what Essays with Essay is going to be about. I came up with the idea to do a third series called Essays with Essay, just about random topics that didn't really have anything to do with the Black or the queer experience because I did the video on Thanksgiving and I like clever titles. I'm a rapper and a writer, and so I appreciate clever wording and neat titles and things that are attractive. So I got up this morning and I was really heavy on my heart with a lot of things because I went to bed last night really heavy just because I've just been in a place for a while. And I woke up and I made this video, Learning to Open Up. If you haven't seen it, check it out. It's the episode before this one. If you have seen it, then you know what I'm talking about. But I made that video and I don't know if that video makes any sense. I haven't watched it. I haven't really come to really watch my episodes back yet. I kind of just talk myself through my points and do my video and I kind of just bounce. You know what I mean? So, but I made that video because I had to talk to someone and I needed to just get what I was feeling off of my chest. I needed to open up and express that. I needed to say the words out loud, what was happening in my mind and in my heart and why I felt so heavy. But I couldn't really bring myself to articulate in specifics what I was feeling because my emotions are all over the place. And it's not just one specific issue or one specific incident that has me in a funk. It's just a state of being that I find myself in right now. So I think I want to use Essays with Essay as a mental checkup with myself and just something that I want to share with you guys and see if anyone relates to the weird thoughts that are going on in my head. Because after I made the last video, I think I said in the video that I did feel better and that I did feel a little better and that talking myself through it as much as I did in the moment did kind of help me. So I think that I'm going to continue that because people always say that it's not good to talk to yourself, but in this moment, looking at myself in my phone right now and talking to myself is making me feel better because at least I'm getting the words out, I'm articulating them, and I'm getting them off of my chest. Even if it's into a phone of somebody who's mirroring exactly what I'm saying, I'm still getting it out and it's still being heard, even if it's me hearing it and me talking myself through it. It helped a little bit and I did feel a little bit better because I was just kind of rambling through thoughts that were running through my mind and just things that I have going on in my mind. And I feel like talking through them did make me feel a little bit better. So I want to continue that because I'm in a space right now that I haven't been in a long time. I'm in a space where mentally and emotionally, I'm not completely even. And when I say even, I mean that my ability to cope rises to the occasion of the anxiety or depression that I'm feeling in the moment. And I haven't been in that place in a very long time. I haven't been in as low of a low as I felt this morning. And I've come close. I've had moments where I feel like, okay, like, how bad is it gonna get? Like, how shitty am I gonna feel? How lonely am I gonna feel? And it's not even alone. Like it's not even lonely. It's how alone am I gonna feel? But I guess some people say that I would rather be alone than lonely. But it's like I was saying in my other videos about how I am constantly in a room full of people and I feel like I'm by myself all the time. I could be in a room full of people, familiar faces or not, and just feel like, and I have had these moments where I will sit back in a room full of people, whether I know them or not, and I will sit back in this room and I would just be like, wow, like, no one here gets me. I don't know if this is common or not, but like I do that happens to me more often than it should. And but on top of that, like just mentally, I just feel like I'm not okay. And that coupled with social anxieties, severe trust issues, a an instinctual resistance to opening up to people, I'm finding it hard to seek out guidance and counseling for my issues. I've been through therapists and counselors for many, 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 many years. And I have become detached from the idea of counseling only because I just haven't found the right one. They say that you have to go through different ones to find the right one. And the majority of therapists that I've been through, with the exception of one or two, have only really been interested in making me a career patient. So it kind of like detaches me from the willingness to open up and really be vulnerable in the moment. I'm one of those people who I try to come off like, not even like nothing's wrong, but like I'm always going to fight my way through it, or don't worry about me, I'll be all right. I'm always like a me against the world type of person. I've always been like that. I was raised an only child, so I'm sure that plays into it. But for my honestly, just hearing the words "I've been like that for my entire life" kind of makes this Essays with Essay click for me, because it made me think back to something that I've always said into a development of something that I say now, which has become a literal like manifestation of my words. When I was a kid, I used to always say that I live my life like I'm in my own music video, because I was one of those weird kids that didn't have friends like that, but just knew everybody. But I was one of those kids that would just break out dancing anywhere. I was like, I lived through like music is the blood that flows through my veins, right? So to this day, as a 27-year-old, them standing in front of you, sitting in front of you, I will still break out into dance everywhere I go. If I feel it, I'm gonna do it. So I used to tell people when they ask me, why do you always dance everywhere? Why do you always burst out dancing? Why do you always, you got an 8 count for any occasion? That's the other thing I used to say, that I have an 8 count for any occasion. I should bring that back, actually. That's pretty good. That's a bar. But I used to say that I live my life like I'm living in my own music video because, that was what I did as a kid. When I'm in my room, all I did was read books and learn choreography from music videos. All I did was watch documentaries, read biographies, read autobiographies, and learn choreography and learn lyrics. And I feel like I've been rehearsing for my big break my entire life, but that's a different story. I'm sure I'll probably do this in another Essays with Essay where I break down my life of auditioning, as I like to call it, as a play on words of the Barbara Walters book, Audition. But in saying that I live my life like I'm in a music video, as I've grown up, it's kind of become an evolution of that. And I say that I live my life like I'm in my own reality show, right? And I say that I live my life like I'm in my own show. I kind of got that idea and that theory from something in one of the documentaries from the Hollywood Royalty edition of Mommy Dearest, where something was said in a documentary where she lives her life and she moves and operates as if a still camera is gonna go off at any second, right? I live my life like that. Like at any moment, the red light is gonna go on and there's gonna be an audience. Or in another way of saying that, people have said dance like no one's watching. The same premise. But I say all that to say, bringing that full circle, now I'm doing 2.5 YouTube shows almost every single day of the week. And I'm living my life on a camera now. Not my entire life, but maybe an hour or two out of the day, I'm putting myself on camera and talking to God knows who's watching. And it's amazing that that's come full circle in this moment where I'm using that camera that I've always felt like I'm living my life in front of to work through a lot of the issues that have developed over that life. And that makes me feel good. So yeah, these videos aren't gonna be about anything specific for real. I'm just kind of gonna get on here and talk. There's gonna be maybe like a general point that is the springboard for the video, and then I'm just gonna launch off into a tangent or a trance or a tirade, who knows? But I want to kind of just talk about things that I'm feeling and talk about things that are affecting me. And I want to find a way to comfortably work myself into modern society by putting myself out there. And I'm hoping that with me choosing to open up and express myself, even if it is to myself, this is, I've heard things about people saying that vlogging is a form of therapy. I think it was actually mentioned in a season of Grace and Frankie, where Frankie suggested to Grace that she record herself talking through her feelings. And I've always thought it was a good idea. I just never considered it for myself. Why? I'm not exactly sure, but I never considered that I could, do it. You know what I'm saying? I never thought that I was interesting enough to be a YouTuber. I never thought that people would be very interested in anything that I had to say. But I'm giving myself deadlines to reach certain goals in my life emotionally. And I'm giving myself challenges in my life to force myself to grow and to do my self-work. You know what I mean? An example of that would be the progression of my drag career. Whereas in the beginning of the year, I decided to make my drag about me. And as ironic as that sounds, I'm sure a lot of queens know what I'm talking about when I say that I decided to make my drag about me. And I decided to really do the drag that I was inspired to do, no matter what constructs it went against, no matter what norms it challenged, no matter who thought it wasn't real drag. I was going to do my art my way. So in leading up to 2019, I decided that I was going to specifically wear my Afro wig in drag because I had a huge and I have a huge gripe with beauty standards being applied to the drag community. And these standards and hierarchies that are, this is what drag is, or this is what good drag or proper drag is. And I decided to fight against that. And it inspired me and it freed me so much. It made me feel so good that in 2019, I decided to challenge myself further. And I decided to push myself, not just in drag, but out of drag, to really do things that stripped away what I felt was normal, or that I felt was my security blanket, or made me feel like a regular person or feel comfortable. So like another drag example was I stopped wearing breasts in drag because in discovering my non-binary identity, I discovered my body dysphoria. Well, not discovered, but I began to not discover, but articulate my body dysphoria and where it comes from. And I realized in drag, I can create and manifest the body that I've always wanted. And so that became something that I challenged myself to do. Also, with being a new drag queen, there's this big stigma about drag queens that don't wear titties and how it goes against the grain and it's so frowned upon and this, that, and the third. I think that's changing now, but what a difference 2 or 3 years makes. So there was that. And then in my personal life, like, I shaved my head completely bald. Not right now. I'm growing my hair back, maybe. I'm in a decision period, so we'll see. But I decided to shave my head because I felt like hair was something that I always needed to be attractive. Having hair on my head was part of what made me attractive, whether it was long, short, whatever. Having hair was part of what made me attractive. I shaved my head. Same thing with my eyebrows. My eyebrows were more so of a personal challenge for me because it wasn't about drag. I didn't shave my eyebrows so that I can draw them on in drag. I don't wear eyebrows in drag. But I did it as a personal decision as a human being, not as a drag queen, to shave my eyebrows because my eyebrows were such a big, important part of my face. Like, anybody who can tell you, I have had an obsession with my eyebrows since I was maybe 10 years old. I've been I've been doing my own eyebrows. I've done my own eyebrows for years and years and years and years and years. And I finally perfected my eyebrow shape. I had what I consider to be the perfect eyebrows for my face, right? And then after I shaved my head, I was like, okay, I stopped wearing tits. I was wearing my afro in drag, so anytime I do wear a wig in drag, it's an afro. Now I've kind of softened that to just natural looking hair. Like, it can be straight, but it has to look like it's natural, right? So, and when I say natural, I mean African American textured. But so eventually, one day I just woke up and said I was gonna do it. I just woke up and said I was gonna shave my eyebrows, and that's that. I kind of like played around with the idea for the day, and like I sent around the idea to a couple of my friends and my husband, and I was like, what would you think if I shaved my eyebrows? I don't know. So then I thought about it, and I was like, okay, this is what we're gonna do. I'm just gonna shave them. So I went in, I shaved my head, and I shaved my eyebrows, and I've kept them going ever since. I need to shave them again because I shaved like 2 days ago, and clearly I need to shave again. Oh, God, I can't wait for laser hair removal and hormone therapy. Anyway, so yeah, I say all of that to say that this vlog series is going to be another challenge of my strength and my resistance, or my hesitation, my fears. It's gonna be another check. It's gonna be another bullet point, another checkpoint on my list of things to do to force myself to grow. And maybe talking myself through a lot of the things that are on my mind can help me understand them, or give you guys some sort of insight to help me understand them. Because mentally, I am in a very intense battle right now, because I'm between a rock and a hard place where I need people to lean on. The people in my life that I have to lean on are amazing people, and I love them so much. And I need that safe space to be vulnerable. That's really what I need. The people to lean on may or may not come with that. So because if nobody watches this video, I still felt better at the end talking myself through it. So whether nobody watches this video and nobody comments and nobody gives a damn about this video that I'm about to release, I'm still talking myself through it. So what I need less than the input of other people or the people to lean on is a safe space to feel vulnerable. And right now, this little rectangle that I'm sitting talking to myself in is a safe space for me right now. So I'm gonna run with it. And maybe you guys will enjoy it, maybe you won't. If you do, great. If not, I don't honestly care. But with that being said, I'm getting ready to clock out and go on my break. Hopefully a POC POV is posted by now. I was uploading the video as I was recording this one. Episode 3 of Essays with Essay, Learning to Open Up, is out now. I recorded that a couple hours ago, but it is officially up and live on my channel. thank y'all for watching. I appreciate y'all tuning in and giving me 25 minutes of your time. I know sometimes I can get long-winded and I ramble on. My videos seem to be getting longer and longer, which I think is good because I'm becoming more comfortable, but it may not be good because people don't want to watch that long of a video. I do personally. I don't care if my favorite YouTubers post videos that are an hour plus long. If the content and the personality is good, I'm going to sit here and watch. So hopefully my personality and my content is good enough for you to sit here and watch however long I ran in my videos. So a POC POV, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, in my queer view, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and essays with essay whenever I decide to make a video. I don't know if y'all can hear my stomach growling in my video. I'm about to clock out and go to lunch, apparently, because I'm hungry as hell. But thank y'all so much for watching. Like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell, do all the things that your favorite YouTubers tell you to do in their channels. I'll talk to y'all later, man. Peace.